Hi everyone, my name is Anna Martha Ayala, and I'd like to welcome you to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I wanted to discuss Jupiter ingress in Gemini. Now, just a reminder for everybody that the degree theory is based on Western astrology and it uses the Placidus house system. Unfortunately, it will not work with any other house system or any other type of astrology. Again, Western astrology, the Placidus house system. So let's discuss Jupiter entering Gemini on May 25th, 2024, and it will stay in Gemini through June 9th, 2025. It will go retrograde on October 9th, 2024 at 21 degrees, and it will go direct on February 4th, 2025 at 11 degrees. And it is going to station, meaning when a planet is retrograde, it stops and it hovers for a little bit. So this little bit is going to happen at 11 degrees of Gemini. So those of you that have any planet close to 21 degrees or 11 degrees, especially the 11 degree in Gemini, will get extra goodies while Jupiter is in Gemini. Now, it will benefit air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius the most because obviously it's going to be in Gemini, so Geminis are going to benefit. And it trines Libra and it trines Aquarius. Now, fire signs, which are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, are going to get a sextile, which is also a positive energy. So again, the air signs and the fire signs are the ones that are going to benefit the most from Jupiter entering Gemini. Now, you all know that Jupiter rules Sagittarius. It is exalted in Cancer. It is the fall of Jupiter is in Capricorn and the detriment is in Gemini. So Jupiter's energy in Gemini is not the best, but we can work with it. And for those of you who are astrology students, the 15th degree of Cancer is the degree of exaltation of Jupiter, just so you know. Now, let's discuss what Jupiter is all about. Jupiter is the great benefic. The minor benefic or the other benefic is Venus, but Jupiter is the great benefic. It's all about expansion, growth. It's the planet of luck. It brings opportunities to you, but you need to act on those opportunities. If not, they're going to go away. It magnifies things. It amplifies things for you. It rules higher education. It rules, which means like universities, right? It rules long distance travel, foreign travel, religion, law, abundance, wealth, horses, and theater. It also rules the country of Italy, according to Nicola Stoyanovich, who was the one that developed the degree theory. So Italy is ruled by Gemini. Now, let's talk a little bit about Gemini, especially if you're Gemini rising. I can describe it this way, curiosity killed the cat because Gemini is always curious about everything. And also Gemini always means two. It rules the mind because it's the natural ruler of the third house. If you have a natural chart, it rules the third house. So it rules our thoughts, our early childhood. Geminis are very intelligent, extremely intelligent, but they don't go deep in studying stuff. It's a jack of all trades, but a master of none. There's a saying that goes like that. They like to do activities with a buddy, always. It rules communications, writing, cars, streets, transportation, short trips, journalists, telephone, computers, cars. It rules your neighborhood because it's the third house, again, the natural chart. It rules personal documents like passport, driver's license, It rules siblings, books, magazines, newspapers. I don't even know if newspapers are still around, but you still find them eventually. Now, where Jupiter rules Sag, so Sag is typically a professor that is willing to share all the knowledge that it has, be a mentor to somebody else. Um, Gemini collects data, information, it spots patterns, very artistic, very creative because the fifth house is Libra. So they're multi-talented, very gifted individuals, amazing writers, bloggers, anything with internet. They want to know a little bit about everything, but they get bored really quick. They are avid readers and they books, coins, foreign currency, because the third house is also that, it's currency. They collect playbills from Broadway shows. And then what do? They want to talk, because Geminis can talk. They want to talk and share all of the information that they've gathered. So it goes on, like they want to know so much, right? But then they get bored and then they go on to the next exciting topic, right? So they get distracted really easily because new things come up. So focus is not their forte. So wherever you have Gemini, whatever house it occupies, in your chart, you're going to want to cover a lot of areas when it ingresses in Gemini. When Jupiter ingresses in Gemini, in whatever house you have, then you're going to be multitasking big time. So make sure to try to use the energy of Jupiter correctly or better. You need to try to focus on maybe 2 or 3 things only and not the 20 things that you want to come up with. So, how is this going to impact you in your personal chart? If you are Aries rising, this is going to happen in your third house. So for you, it's the natural ruler of the third house. So it's all about communication opportunities, projects, blogs, writing a book, maybe even starting your own YouTube channel or starting a website, learning a foreign language, Jupiter, right? Because Jupiter rules Sag and Sag rules everything that's, Jupiter rules everything that's foreign. So there's lots of learnings, especially via internet or a license course. We're not talking about a university degree. We're talking about like a certificate course. It's also a great time if you want to buy a new car, a computer, a cell phone. Just make sure that Mercury is direct when you do these things. Maybe it's a great time also to communicate with your siblings, or you may go on a short trip, right? Maybe with your sibling, maybe without them, weekend getaways that aren't that far from home, okay? So for Taurus, this Jupiter ingressing in Gemini is your second house. It's the way that you make money. So you may get a job. Oh, and Gemini rules the hands, right? The hands, the arms, the shoulders. So for you, Taurus, this may involve getting a job using your hands. Maybe some kind of pottery or something that you can mold things, or physical therapy, respiratory therapy. So you might get a job also, a second job, doing deliveries, using transportation, like Uber, Lyft, delivering food. The second house is also what we eat, so perhaps you reduce your portions. Gemini eats in small quantities. So, and it's usually a variety of foods, right? But with Jupiter there, just make sure that you don't increase your portions. You keep the small quantities, but maybe you try a variety of different foods, maybe even foreign foods. Now, for Gemini, this is happening in your first house. So this is all about you. A lot of opportunities are coming your way in a lot of areas. So while you can get really excited, you can also spread yourself too thin. So you need to be careful not to do that. So many things, what is it? So many things, so little time to do stuff. Make a list, a to-do list, and focus on what you should be doing one thing at a. You need to get organized. You may want to travel to a foreign country because it's Jupiter. You could start a communications project, maybe even about that trip, like a blog that you can do as you're on their, foreign country vacation. Like a daily blog, list of details of where to go, what you did, etc. For Geminis, since Jupiter is in the first house, be careful with gaining weight. When Jupiter transits your first house, you gain weight. So the remedy here is to have a pendant, something that you wear on your neck, with a horse, or wear blue clothes often. Okay, that's the remedy. Now, for Cancer, this happens when Jupiter ingresses in Gemini. This happens in your 12th house. This is the house of spirituality, solitude, sickness, confinement, foreign travel, but I mean really foreign, like really far away places. If you live in the US or North America, South America, then you're going over to Asia, to Australia, something that's on the other side of the world, big time. You can study because of spirituality, you can study yoga, meditation, psychic stuff. Maybe you want to learn how to develop your psychic abilities, dreams, religious studies, photography as well. Movies is also ruled by Jupiter. So maybe, I don't know, you want to take a course on how to do short films or something like that. Now, Leo. For Leo, Jupiter ingresses in Gemini in your 11th house. Well, this is your house of friends, association, um, dreams, hopes, wishes. So this is excellent for new association, new friends, chatty ones, because they're going to talk your ear off. Um, Friends and associations or people that you belong, the associations that you belong to, those people can connect you to new opportunities. So use your friends, well, don't use people, but I'm saying these people, these new friends or associates in professional associations can be the link to get you the new opportunities that you are looking for. For Virgo, Jupiter ingresses in Gemini in your 10th house. So this is new opportunities in your career, or you can get a second career, working two jobs or businesses at the same time. Maybe you have a domestic business and you decide to offer it to foreigners, or maybe establish a foreign wing of the company, right? Like some foreign operations because it's Jupiter. Or maybe you get two offers to change companies, right? You get an offer from company A and you get an offer from company B. So look for those opportunities, they will come. Libra, this Jupiter ingressing in Gemini happens in your 9th house. Wow. A choice of where to travel because Jupiter is many, right? Plenty of opportunities to travel long distance, 9th house. Italy is ruled by Gemini. And then maybe you can go to another country close by. You decide maybe to do a dual major at school. right? Because ninth house is university studies. So maybe you dual major, you're a fashion designer and you want to do internet courses or journalism or religious studies. So make the most of this opportunity. For Scorpio, Jupiter ingressing in Gemini goes into your eighth house. Um, there can be a reevaluation of your partner's financial investments, right? Eighth house. Eighth house rules within your partner's money. It rules your investments. It rules death, sex, taxes, inheritances. But going back to the investments, maybe you decide that you want to invest in several areas, two or more areas, because Gemini is always two. Maybe something comes up with mortgages and you compare what one bank is offering to the other bank because eighth house is also loans to buy a property. Or maybe you decide to buy two properties as investments. The eighth house also rules, like I said, inheritances, taxes, sex, and I leave this one up to your imagination, or fertility treatments. Two options to choose from. And with Jupiter in the eighth house, this is a great time to try to get pregnant, if that's what you're looking for. Now, for Sag, this Jupiter ingresses your seventh house. Okay, so you are going to have a lot of opportunities to meet at least two long-term relationships, either love and business or both in love or both in business. And maybe you're the lucky person that gets to choose between two love interests. Legal cases is also ruled by the seventh house. So maybe you have two choices. If there's a divorce settlement or the legal case, the lawyer or the judge gives you two options on how to settle your case. Now, the one thing, believe it or not, when Jupiter is crossing your seventh house, if your marriage is not doing well, you're not with the right person, you will get divorced. That's the not so great news. Because Jupiter wants you to be happy. Now, Capricorn, Jupiter is ingressing in Gemini in your sixth house. So work, diet, health, exercise, the daily routines, your healthy lifestyle. You may have two options at work to transfer to two departments. Now, in the sixth house, it's a lateral move. It's not a promotion. But pay attention to your diet and health as well. You may get two really good diet plans or two really good exercise plans, or workout routines if you have a personal trainer. Maybe you refer to two different specialists or you go for a second opinion if something comes up in health. Okay. Now, Aquarius, Jupiter ingresses in Gemini in your fifth house. So you are just like Sag, a lucky sign in love. You can choose between two boyfriends, two girlfriends, two places to go on vacation. Maybe you want to travel, or two creative projects that you want to do. You may find out you're having twins, your firstborn, so you're having twins. This could also happen. You can take up two sports, amateur sports. I'm not talking about professional sports. Something, you do for fun, like, softball with the guys or soccer or, something like that. Also, the fifth house rules your firstborn child. So maybe they want to engage in two like after school events or something like two after school not events, but like, sports and art and theater, something along those lines. And lastly, Pisces. Pisces, Jupiter is ingressing in Gemini in your fourth house. You might want to remodel two areas of your home, maybe the kitchen and the bathroom. or buy a second home, like a vacation home, or live in two different places this year. While Jupiter is in Gemini, um, one in the winter and then the other one in the summer, spring and summer, that type of thing. Uh, or maybe you're at home and then you go away to college, right? So you're living in two places this year. Um, or, you may say, okay, I'm going to stay in the US or like home, wherever home is for you. And then you go and live in a foreign country for the other half of the year. Now, with Jupiter in the fourth house, this can also mean that fourth house is family, right? They're your parents, your children, your spouse, etc. So maybe you somebody comes to live over with you. Maybe you're bringing in, um, one of your parents who needs now to be living with someone. So your physical home can expand by remodeling, but there's also maybe family that's coming in to live with you as well. So with this, I conclude this entrance of Jupiter in Gemini. Again, it's at its detriment, but I hope that I've given you enough information to try to use the energy of Jupiter a little better, because you're gonna be sidetracked with a lot of opportunities that are coming into the house wherever Gemini is at, and you need to focus, get organized, be detailed, do a list of everything that you want, right? And as you go, you check it off. Try not to get distracted. So thank you for listening. If you have enjoyed the video and have learned something from it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, send it to somebody that it may also help. And as always, if you like a natal chart reading with me, please send me an email to amaastrology@aol.com. And thank you for watching. See you in the next video.